Okay. Okay, so I think I have highlighted to you the structure of a scientific paper, right? It has abstract and then introduction. After introduction, normally paper would have literature review and then theoretical framework and hypothesis development. Yeah. And after that, research method. After research method is finding and discussion. And after that, conclusion. So for today, I want to discuss with you two components of scientific paper, which is the opening, the abstract, and the conclusion. Yeah. And next week, I'm hoping that we can discuss about how to write introduction. Yeah. Okay, so we start from conclusion. Why I reserve abstract to the last? Because some people write abstract as the last component. Yeah, but depends on your taste and your preference. Sometimes you can start from abstract as well, just to motivate yourself. Yeah, like me and other lecturers who have certain target to publish at certain journals. Sometimes we just take the format of abstract of that journal and we just immediately write the abstract first, just to motivate ourselves that we will finish this paper. Yeah, at least we have an abstract first. Yeah, even though it's not final yet. Yeah. So a conclusion, if you are the big fan of watching movies, so a conclusion is like the final episode of a movie. Yeah, something that everyone is looking for. Yeah, when we watch something, we're looking for the ending of it. Yeah, what happened to the ending? Yeah, does it have a happy ending? So in scientific paper, this conclusion is like that final episode of the movie. Yeah. So what do we write in conclusion? We have to be able to relate our objective of the research that we stated in the introduction, yeah, and how we have achieved that objective. And after that, we summarize the key findings. The key findings, the key results from our study, yeah. So a good conclusion will re-highlight the purpose of the study, yeah. So you would read normally this study was carried out to identify the extent of literature that has been done for the last 3 decades in the topic of tax avoidance, for example, yeah. That's your purpose of the study, yeah. That objective has been achieved by doing the systematic review, compiling 700 articles from the Scopus database, for example. Yeah. Our study has found that from the systematic review that has been done, 98 articles were relevant discussing the topic of tax avoidance. And out of 98 papers reviewed systematically, certain key findings were identified from the process. Okay, that's the example of the review. Yeah, so you state again your objective and then you relate it on how you have achieved that objective and what are the key findings from your study. Yeah. And after that, a good conclusion also will acknowledge the limitations of the study and also provide recommendations or suggestions for future studies. Yeah. For example, for your case, you are doing systematic review based on Scopus database. Yeah. There may be a limitation in only relying on Scopus database. Yeah. Meanwhile, there are several other databases that can be taken into searching the relevant articles, but we only focus on the Scopus. So it may limit the findings of our study. Yeah. That's the example of stating the limitation of the study. Yeah. And after you acknowledge the limitation, you would suggest for future research. Therefore, it is suggested for future research may expand the source of data that is used for this kind of the study. Yeah, that's the example of suggestion for future research. Yeah. And if possible, we mention the implication of the findings. Yeah. So let's say you identified that the recent trend on the studies of tax avoidance and indicate that more studies are being done on in relation to the, let's say, to the startup companies, for example. Yeah. So it implies that the future research may be done more in that subtopic. That's the example of implication. Okay. Okay. Certain things that need to be remembered in writing the conclusion. We don't conclude something that is beyond our data. Yeah. Even though rationally you know something, but from your analysis you don't find that thing. So don't make such conclusion. Yeah. So limit your conclusion only within what you have found from your study. Yeah. Okay. Tell the reader what they should take away from the suggestion for future research. They can extract something from your study. Okay. Yeah. Implication, how the results may be generalized. Yeah. What it implies for the future, what it implies to the existing knowledge. Yeah. And new things to consider as a result of findings. Okay, limitation as a part of conclusion. Yeah, this is something reasonable. It's not like, you know, you have to be so humble that you put all the limitations in your conclusion. Yeah, don't go overboard. Yeah, don't beat yourself up. Ya, jangan terlalu merasa jelek sekali hasil studinya sehingga banyak sekali dikemukakan limitation. Because some of the things are not limitation. Ya, so just be thoughtful and reasonable. Secukupnya aja meng-highlight limitation. Okay. Kalau tidak ada limitation, then no need to highlight the limitation. Ya, so it depends of your the nature of your study. Ya. Why am I saying that we don't need to highlight too many limitations? Because sometimes it may lead to the question of validity of our study. Ya, kalau kita terlalu banyak limitation, berarti studi kita udah nggak valid. Ya, tidak bisa dipakai, tidak bisa diterima oleh pembaca. Ya, karena berarti kita tidak hati-hati di dalam mengembangkan penelitian kita. Ya. So be reasonable in writing the limitation. Yeah. Okay, I'm providing here some phrases that are normally used for writing the conclusion. Yeah. So the findings that have been presented suggest that, okay, this is important for, let's say this is important for the field of accounting because it provides the insights of how far the literature have been progressing in the field of the tax, particularly tax avoidance. Yeah, for example. Yeah. Okay. Okay. There are other sentences. While this study does not offer a conclusive answer to the question of blah blah blah, but it does. Yeah, you can highlight the contribution of the study a little bit also. But remember, conclusion it shouldn't be too long. Yeah, just 1 to 2 paragraph is enough. Yeah, for a conclusion. Yeah. So the way to put it in a sentence, make it flexible, lebih bervariasi. Ya. Don't only follow the structure like it is suggested for future research, blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's very common word. Yeah, you can put it in as a result of conducting this research. It is proposed that it would be fruitful to pursue further research about. Yeah. Jadi divariasikan cara penulisannya. Ya. Ini bukan hanya di conclusion. the whole writing of the paper, yeah. Because sometimes we don't realize when we write, whether you write a thesis, you write a paper, ya. Kadang-kadang kita menggunakan kata yang sama berulang-ulang, menggunakan struktur kalimat yang sama berulang-ulang. Contohnya ya, yang biasanya dilakukan mahasiswa, mereka selalu misalnya menurut Rafdi dan Paradisa, nanti paragraf berikutnya menurut Dwi dan Nurmaya. Ya. Jadi bosan kalau kita melihat struktur kalimat yang sama terus-menerus. It has to be versatile, ya, the sentence. Ya. That's why we have a proofreader normally for articles. Ya. The proofreader will making sure that the structure of your sentences are presented in a creative way, in a nice way that is nice to read. Yeah, it's not monotone or very rigid. Yeah? Okay, now we're moving to abstract. Yeah, do you have any question for writing conclusion? Basically, you can imagine what is in your conclusion.
Miss, in conclusion, we should write down our methods to Miss.
Not necessarily, but you can, let's say one sentence, yeah. We have reviewed 900 articles on Scopus database and we extract 90 the relevant articles. You can add that little bit, yeah. But it's not necessary, yeah, because we have mentioned that in the research method, but in abstract, yes, it's a must to mention the research method. Yeah? Conclusion, the most important element that needs to be in the conclusion is the findings. Yeah? Tapi untuk mempercantik penulisan finding itu boleh ditambah bumbu, dimulai dari objektifnya sedikit. Kemudian ditambah dengan bagaimana cara kita mencapai objektif itu, baru kita bilang finding. Ya? Dan ada limitation dengan suggestion for future research. Ya. Tapi yang paling wajib itu adalah finding itu sendiri di conclusion. Okay? Any other question? No? Okay, we proceed with abstract. Yeah? If a conclusion is like a final episode of the movie, abstract is like a movie trailer. Yeah, a movie trailer to promote the movie to everyone. Yeah, before it is launched. Yeah, jadi abstrak itu harus betul-betul bisa menarik perhatian orang. Oke, kayak movie trailer. Kalau kita ngeliat trailernya menarik, maybe we'll buy the ticket and go to the apa namanya?
Cinema.
Yeah, the cinema, yeah. Or we'll watch on Netflix or whatsoever. Yeah, if the movie trailer is catching our attention. Yeah, so the same thing like an abstract. Abstract is the first thing after the title that we see on the scientific paper. Yeah, so if an abstract provided something that interests to us, then we will go to read probably the rest of the paper or at least part of that paper, maybe the research method or the finding or the conclusion. Yeah. Okay. So what does it make an abstract as a good abstract? It has to have the problem statement. Yeah. It must be actual. And it indicates that the study offers a way of solving the problem. Yeah, the method is clear, and what is the conclusion? What is the finding from that paper? Yeah, so the whole ingredients, just like a movie trailer, right? It has the beginning a little bit. It has yang puncak konfliknya sedikit, kemudian ada bagian happy-nya sedikit kan di movie trailer. So the same thing like a good abstract. Yeah? So the question is sometimes whether we write abstract first or our article first. Yeah. So like what I mentioned in the beginning, some people will save the abstract for the last. Yeah. After they write the paper, only they will write the abstract. Yeah. But some people, they would prefer to write the abstract first, even though they don't have the findings yet. Yeah. Their method is not final yet, but they have the structure of the abstract already. Yeah. Just like I said, to motivate ourselves that we have something already on the paper. Yeah. Or you can write it at parallel with writing the paper. So it's very flexible. Yeah? But for sure, even though you write at the beginning before writing the paper, or you write ongoing as you are writing the paper, at the end, the abstract needs to be finalized and updated. Yeah? After you complete the whole paper, to make sure that the abstract provide the latest validated information from your study. Yeah. So that's why most people argue that we have to always save the abstract for the last. Yeah. Because even though you write it first, still at the end you have to revise it. Yeah, and update it. Yeah. Okay. There are certain steps in preparing abstract, but actually the main step is practice it and just write it, following the template, the guideline, and you just write it. Yeah. Okay. But for the purpose of studying, let's just look at what are the steps in preparing abstract. Yeah. The first, we have to understand our full article. Yeah. What is the main themes? What is the main findings from our study? Yeah. And then we write the draft. Yeah. Summarize the article using new words. No copy paste. Yeah. And then write an introductory sentence. Yeah. Okay. Introductory sentence here for the abstract normally is the objective of the study. Yeah. So when you read the paper, I think you have been reading several papers already by now, you would see in the abstract that they would mention first the objective of the study. The common sentence that they use is, the aim of this study is blah, 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 blah. This study is aimed at finding blah, 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 right? Or the objective of the study will be, okay? And then we write the body of the abstract. Yeah? And then 1 or 2 sentence conclusion. Okay, this is just the formal structure of or steps in writing an abstract. But the basic guidance is you have to look at the template that is provided by the journal. Yeah? What is their template of abstract? What is their requirement? Yeah? If they say that the abstract shouldn't exceed 300 words, then we will draft the abstract not more than 300 words. Mention the objective, mention the method, and then mention the findings and possibly the limitation and the novelty of the study. Okay, common phrases that are used for writing an abstract is the paper presents, yeah, this article deals with, the paper is concerned with, yeah, the fact that one is within the abstract. Yeah? The following conclusion are drawn, blah, 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 blah. It gives detailed analysis. Yeah? If you want to diversify your sentences in abstract, you can take some of these phrases for your abstract. Yeah? Okay, so I guess that's all for abstract and conclusion.
Yes.
Yes.
So